Please welcome Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey.
Thank you and welcome to the Michigan Senate. It is our tradition to start these kinds of meetings when we have guests in from town with a Senate welcome, and that's what my job is right now. But I'll have a chance in a moment to share a little bit more, but meanwhile, Mary, this is just for you and me. This helps me come complete circle. I still have blue blood running in my veins. Those fond years studying and working with General Motors, going through GMI, now Kettering, and all the experience I got from GM, watching it go through its cycles, and now seeing this come to culmination is more meaningful to me than I can express. Thank you for your leadership. Thanks for letting us help celebrate and share this historic event. The rest of you, just sit back and enjoy and put this in your book of fond memories for the future. Thank you for being here.
Please welcome to the stage Regional Director, State Government Relations, Brian O'Connell.
Good morning. I'm Brian O'Connell, Regional Director for State Government Relations for General Motors. Thank you for joining us today for some exciting news as we announce an important step in our journey to reaching an all-electric future, one that reinforces our commitment to manufacturing in the United States, and importantly, why we're here in Lansing today, our commitment to our home state of Michigan. We are not only speaking to this group assembled in Lansing, Michigan, we are pleased to be webcasting this important news to our vital guests across the United States, Korea, and around the world. In addition to our distinguished guests who will be speaking here today, I'd like to recognize some members of the audience, including members of the Michigan Senate and House of Representatives who are at the side here, who are vital in the passage of this legislation and allow us to be here today. I'd also like to recognize House Minority Leader Donald Lansing, who's here as well, and Senator Jim Ananich, who cannot be here, but I want to recognize him. I'd also like to recognize Quentin Messer, Jr., CEO of MEDC, who is vital to the importance of us being here today. Recognize U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow. Congresswomen Alyssa Slotkin and Lisa McClain. Jerry Narcia, President and CEO of DTE Energy. Dick Peffley, General Manager, Lansing Board of Water and Light. Members of Governor Whitmer's cabinet who are here with us. And Bob Trezise and the staff at Lansing Economic Area Partnership. Thank you all for joining us today. And for a safety message for the live audience, I would like to mention that in the unlikely case of an emergency resulting in we need to evacuate this room, please exit through the back doors in which you entered. With that, to get things started, please allow me to welcome Mary Barra, Chair and CEO of General Motors.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I have to say, I am personally so excited, and we do have exciting news to share about how General Motors will add more capacity to build more electric vehicles and more batteries to power them as we transition to an all-electric future. And we intend to bring our employees along with us through this transformation to that all-electric future. And that includes thousands of employees right here in Michigan who will help us make our home state the epicenter of the electric vehicle industry. I am thrilled to announce that General Motors will invest more than $7 billion across 4 Michigan manufacturing sites, creating 4,000 jobs and significantly increasing our battery cell and electric truck manufacturing capacity. The $7 billion investment is the largest in GM's history, and it's so appropriate that it's in Michigan. It includes a new Ultium Cell LLC battery plant, will be located near Lansing, as well as the conversion of our assembly plant in Orion Township for the production of the Chevrolet Silverado and the GMC Sierra EV pickups. Many of you might have seen this Chevrolet Silverado at CES, and I can tell you we're getting great interest in that truck at reservations. Orion will be our second plant scheduled to build full-size EV pickups along with Factory Zero, also in Michigan, in Detroit-Hamtramck. When both plants are fully ramped on 3 shifts of production, our total full-size EV truck production capacity will be about 600,000 trucks a year. And altogether, we will have more than 1 million units of EV capability in North America by the end of 2025. Now, we have said we aim to be the market leader in EVs by mid-decade, and today's news is a big step forward to achieving that goal. We know the demand is here. We have had great response from hundreds of thousands of customers interested in our EVs that we've already shown, and by the way, we have more to follow. But the Hummer, the Silverado EV, the Cadillac Lyriq, just to name a few. For these new electric pickups to high-volume vehicles like the forthcoming Chevrolet Equinox and Blazer EVs, our EV rollout plan represents the broadest EV portfolio of any automaker and fully establishes our path toward EV leadership. All of those vehicles, by the way, will be dedicated EVs from the ground up based on our Ultium platform, which gives us the flexibility to build vehicles for every customer and every segment. So let me break down the details of today's investment announcement. We'll invest $4 billion in our Orion plant to add capacity to convert it to Silverado and Sierra EV production. This will create more than 2,350 new jobs and retain approximately 1,000 jobs when the plant is fully operational in 2024. The Chevrolet Bolt and Bolt EUV production will continue during this expansion. GM and LG Energy Solution, our partner in Ultium Cells LLC, will invest $2.6 billion to build Ultium's 3rd U.S. battery cell plant at our Lansing site. The new plant here will create more than 1,700 new Ultium jobs when it is fully operational by late 2024. We're also investing more than $510 million in our 2 Lansing area plants, Lansing Grand River Assembly and Lansing Delta Township Assembly, to upgrade their production capabilities for near-term products. And I'd like to point out that these important investments would not have been made possible without the strong support from the governor, the state legislature, Orion Township, the City of Lansing and Delta Township, as well as the collaboration of the UAW and LG Energy Solution. Thank you, Governor Whitmer, and thank you to Senator Shirkey and Speaker Wentworth, our state legislatures, our municipal officials, representatives from the UAW and LG for all of your support, and also for being here with us today. I'm also happy to see Senator Debbie Stabenow here today. She has been our congressional champion on EVs, so thank you very much, Senator Stabenow. We're also joined by members of the U.S. House Michigan delegation who have also always been strong supporters of GM. So thank you to Representatives Slotkin and McLean for being here. As I said, we are committed to helping Michigan be the epicenter of EVs, and that's why we have these EV manufacturing facilities here, as well as our R&D and technology centers, in addition to our world headquarters. We're also committed to an all-electric future which has 0 crashes, 0 emissions, and 0 congestion. Today's news will give us the capacity to build EVs in volumes that will bring that future to life more quickly. So thank you very much for being here with us today. And now I'd like to turn it over to Governor Whitmer.
Well, thank you, Mary. We are thrilled and so fortunate that their home is in Michigan and they're growing in Michigan. I want to thank President Mark Royce and LG Head of Advanced Automotive Battery Business, David Kim, who is with us as well. And of course, our legislative leaders, our federal representatives, our local leadership as well, and our labor leadership, Steve Dawes and James Harris from the UAW, our regional directors. And of course, the heads of our utilities who were at the table, the heads of other business leaders that were at the table. This is about being made in Michigan. This is about the epicenter of electric vehicles and coming together and putting Michigan first. And so we are thrilled about this announcement today. So it is a great day in Michigan. We are announcing that GM's investing $7 billion in Delta and Orion Townships to create and retain 5,000 good-paying jobs building electric vehicles and batteries. Now, this story started with horse-drawn carriages in Flint at the turn of the 20th century. It continued as Michigan assembled an arsenal of democracy to win World War II and put the whole world on wheels. The story was told by generations of UAW workers who built the best vehicles in the world and formed the backbone of the American middle class. And it's a story about possibility, perseverance, and purpose. And it defines who we are in Michigan. Like Chevy, it runs deep. Today, that story continues because GM is doubling down on their commitment to make it in Michigan, building on our legacy and forging our future as leaders of electrification. GM's $7 billion investment in their all-electric future will create 4,000 good-paying jobs and retain another 1,000 right here in Michigan. And these jobs will generate more than $35 billion in new personal income over the next 20 years. That's $35 billion in economic opportunity for Michiganders that will be spent at small businesses, invested in our communities to help them grow and thrive. So by partnering with the UAW and the state of Michigan, GM will invest $4 billion to convert the Orion Township assembly plant to build full-size electric pickup trucks. $2.5 billion to build their third U.S.-based battery manufacturing facility in Delta Township, and $550 million in 2 Lansing area vehicle assembly plants to upgrade production capabilities. These investments will build on GM's enormous presence in Michigan. With today's announcement, they've invested more than $18 billion in Michigan since 2011, and they employ over 50,000 of our neighbors and friends here in Michigan at 31 facilities, including their first fully dedicated electric assembly plant, Factory Zero in Hamtramck, which I know is near and dear to Mary Barrow's heart, and the new Wallace Battery Cell Innovation Center in Warren. Today's investment is proof of what's possible when we work together. As governor of the state of Michigan, I will, and I know our legislature will work with anyone who wants to put Michiganders first. And that's exactly what we did. We rolled up our sleeves, we brought people from both sides of the aisle, business, local leaders, utilities, and labor together to bring this $7 billion investment across the finish line. And we proved the doubters and the cynics wrong. We showed everyone that we can compete for transformational projects. We can win billions in investment and thousands of jobs. Putting the world on wheels was Act 1. In the decades to come, we'll electrify the world. When it comes to investing in Michigan, GM and I share the same philosophy. Everybody in. That's our responsibility to make sure that Michiganders know that we're putting them first and we're not leaving anyone behind. We'll invest in every community, fight for every job, and continue putting Michigan first. Our collaboration over the last few months proves that when we work together, we win. And I'm confident that we can and will continue winning huge projects and making big investments in Michigan. So thank you all for working with me and one another to get this done. Our future is bright. Thank you.
Please welcome back Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkman.
Thank you, Governor. As I said earlier, it's great to have you all here today in this historic announcement. It represents the magnitude of what we can achieve when Michigan's future is our top priority. You may have heard that Governor Whitmer and I don't always agree on with each other. And once in a while, Senator Ananick and I disagree too, and I won't even tell you about the conversations I've had with Senator Hertel. But the economic well-being of our state isn't a partisan matter. High-quality jobs don't have a party affiliation. And I'm proud to have on this stage today with me some lawmakers who have played an important role in making this day happen. A few weeks ago, Michigan made headlines with our landmark effort to make Michigan the home for American domestic manufacturing. And today we see the first fruits of that effort with this announcement by General Motors. It can be hard to wrap our heads around these kinds of numbers. These are big, really big numbers. But if you shrink it down to the kitchen table, you can begin to get a feel for just how important this really is. As a result of this announcement, families across the state will have conversations around the kitchen table to take on an entirely different tone. Instead of talking about what they can't do, they'll be talking about what they can do. A new home, college tuition, and yes, maybe even a new car, maybe even one they help build. I'm proud to stand here today with General Motors, and my colleagues in the legislature will celebrate the thousands of lives that will have been changed for the better and continue to get Michigan's legacy as the state puts the rest of the world on electric wheels. Thank you very much.
Please welcome to the stage Michigan Speaker of the House, Jason Wentworth.
Thank you, Senator Shirkey. Thank you guys all for coming today. And thank you to GM for working with us to find a way to keep good paying jobs here at home. And thank you, Governor Whitmer and your team, for being willing to work with anyone from either side of the aisle to find a way to make this work. And thank you to my colleagues here today for putting in some long hours and being willing to get outside of your comfort zone to find a real solution that we can all agree on. Representatives Whitmer, Tate, and Leader Lazinski, thank you for always having an open line of communication. We don't always agree, but when we do, we're able to work together and find a way to get things done. Thank you. Representatives Bellino and Cali, thank you for always being willing to take on the heavy lifts and lead the way toward common ground on the state's biggest issues. Whenever I need to build a team, you guys are there, so thank you. Representative Ben Frederick, thank you for having such a strong passion for economic development and letting everyone in the Capitol know how important this was to get done. And I'm also glad you're staying committed to this issue and working right now to build on this and spur economic development for local Michigan businesses of every size and in every corner of the state. That's important work because this work won't be done today. We have a lot more work to do to help Michigan families find and keep good paying jobs and to help local businesses find success and grow here in our state. You'll all be hearing more from us on that front soon, because we want to find every possible opportunity to keep these jobs here in Michigan and help our local businesses thrive, just like we're seeing today with GM finding so much success here in Michigan. What's happening here today is great news for everyone. Let's celebrate it, and then let's keep moving forward. Thank you.
Please welcome Mayor of Lansing, Andy Shore.
Well, welcome everyone to Lansing. This is exciting. It is an honor to be up here on stage with all of these dignitaries. You heard a little bit from the governor about the story of Michigan. I'm going to be very quick with my story of Lansing, but 100 years ago, in 1896, Ransom Olds started putting cars on wheels right here in Lansing. In 1996, about 100 years later, Lansing and Delta Township and the state government came together to make sure that GM remained right here. Senator Stabenow's nodding. I know you were involved. They came together, Democrats and Republicans, to make sure that this was the home. This is where Lansing, this is where GM was based. And the Keep GM campaign worked. They ultimately invested over $1 billion here. I've talked about this with former Mayor David Hollister several times about this impact for our community and our region, not just for jobs, but for manufacturing and economic development. So when I began my second term, we talked about transformational growth here in Lansing. And today we get to be part of something truly historic, something bigger that was done 20 years ago but couldn't have been done without those folks who took that time 20 years ago, like Mayor David Hollister. And this project is going to be transformational change for the entire region. As mayor, you always want to work to create an environment where jobs and growth and new investments become a reality. And I am so proud to have worked so hard with many partners to get this done. Our Board of Water and Light getting together and making sure that we can make this happen. Thank you, Dick Peffley. Our Lansing Economic Area Partnership, making sure we do regional work here. Thank you, Bob Trezise. Governor was on the phone with our folks directly. She got involved. She jumped in and said, this is too important. It's too important for Michigan. It's too important for Lansing. Thank you, Governor Whitmer. You are truly an incredible leader. Thank you to the folks standing to my left and right. I love that there are Democrats and Republicans mixed together here, many of whom I've served with. And as you all know, when we need to, we get the job done for Michigan. Thank you to GM. Thank you for recognizing GM and Ultium. Thank you for recognizing the incredible workers here in Lansing, that we can get this done, that the workers in Lansing, our UAW workers, can get the world put on electric wheels. It's transformational. It's game-changing for Lansing, for our region, for the world. So I just wanted to thank you all. I want to talk about the excitement. Everywhere I go, people have been asking me about this, and I've said, wait until Tuesday at 11. So for the whole world and for everybody in Lansing, all 115,000 residents of Lansing and the region, this is what we've been waiting for. This is the announcement. This is the excitement. We start here and we move forward. We are so excited for the jobs. We're so excited for the investment. We're thankful to GM, and we are absolutely ready. So thank you all for having me here today, and we are very excited moving forward. Thank you.
Please welcome Delta Township Supervisor Ken Fletcher.
Well, good morning, everyone. What an historic day for Delta Township, the Lansing region, and the state of Michigan. You know, ever since former Supervisor Joe Drolet and Lansing Mayor David Hollister convinced General Motors to stay in our region and to build a plant in Delta Township, we have been working tirelessly towards the day when we'd see a second plant get built next to that existing facility. So we are so pleased that the day has finally come, and today we're here for this historic announcement. And I want to thank definitely the role that the Lansing Economic Area Partnership and Bob Trezise has played over these years working towards this goal, keeping that relationship strong with General Motors and keeping our region focused on keeping these plants and expanding General Motors' presence in our community. And I definitely want to thank General Motors this morning for once again placing your faith in our community, and more importantly, in the outstanding workforce that we have here in the Lansing region. Our great UAW workforce has long been our secret weapon in any site selection process that goes on. So we appreciate you selecting us and keeping these jobs here in our area. And I also want to thank Governor Whitmer for her outstanding leadership in pulling everyone together to make this day possible. It wasn't an easy task to quickly pull together the MEC, the legislature, the local governments, the utilities, everybody that was involved that needed to come together to work to make this happen. And we were able to get that done, and it really made a big difference. So, Governor Whitmer, we appreciate you, and we're so glad to have you as our leader during this critical time in our future. And I must say that it's exciting for the Lansing region to be part of the clean energy revolution. As the auto industry works to move towards zero-emission vehicles, by moving to clean, renewable energy for our cars, trucks, and buses, we can dramatically reduce the amount of pollution that's going into our air, and we can help combat climate change. There's been many studies done that have shown that by moving to zero emissions, we can save thousands of lives each year. And Michigan and Lansing will now be a leader in that effort. So isn't that exciting? Finally, today, I want to add on what's been said by others, that today really is a celebration of the power of collaboration and what can be accomplished when all levels of government come together, works with the private sector to move us all forward. All of us involved in this effort focused only on one thing: doing what was needed to make this announcement possible. All of our parochial concerns, all of our petty differences were all set aside as we move forward to make this happen today. Let us all dedicate ourselves to move forward from here to make sure that that spirit of collaboration and problem solving becomes the norm for all levels of government moving forward instead of often being the exception. So thank you, and thank you for this announcement today.
Please welcome Orion Township Supervisor Chris Barnett.
Well, this is the big one, and I'm so excited to be standing here today. And at the risk in Lansing of quoting a famous Michigander, I want to start with saying the team. Where's Garland? All right, there we go. Listen, this is a model for not just Michigan, but for the country and the world, to see all of these people standing here together with one mission, to be part of something historic. Chairwoman Barra, President Royce, we couldn't be more excited that you're choosing Orion Township to be part of that mission. And I just wanted to take a minute and just tell you what this means to our community. And our community, I mean not just Orion Township, but Oakland County, and I'm joined by Dave Coulter, our county executive today, but all of Southeast Michigan. So we set out in Orion Township to do the largest planned redevelopment project in our history in 2016. It's about 330 acres, roughly 400 acres, between exits 83 and 84. I know all of you know that, but I can show you on the map. Our border with Auburn Hills, and if we are successful in 20 years, we will bring about $340 million of investment to our community, and we are well on our way to meeting that goal. By comparison, just a mile east of that location is our General Motors plant, our largest employer. This investment on the same amount of property, roughly 400 acres, is more than 10 times that. $4 billion. It will create ripple effects in our community for decades and decades to come. So we could not be more excited to be part of this. And in Orion Township, we have a motto. I mentioned the team. I stand here today, but we have an incredible team. And when we were called to step up, every single person on my board in our office was excited to be part of this project. We exist in Orion Township to provide the best service in local government. So we are excited. I've already talked to the team on the way here. I was, like Andy said, trying to keep this a secret was difficult because every single reporter in the world has somehow gotten my phone number. But we're excited that we can finally say that GM is planting their flag as they transition from automaker to platform innovator right in Southeast Michigan and Orion Township. So thank you so much. The future is in Michigan and Orion, and we promise we won't let you down. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Regional Director for UAW Region 1, James Harris.
Good morning to everyone. Good to see everyone here today for this great announcement. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by saying thank you. Thank you to some of the stakeholders that made this possible today. Mary Barr, and International Vice President Terry Dittis, and Governor Whitmer, thank you for this. We greatly appreciate this. I live in a community not too far from Lake Orion facility, and I always see my UAW brothers and sisters out and about, maybe at the park, maybe at the restaurant, out and about with their family. And they always come up to me and they say, Director Harris, do we have a future at this location? When is a new product coming? I don't want to uproot my family. Do we have an opportunity to stay here? And I always answer the question the same. I always look them straight in the eye and I say unequivocally, just keep doing what you're doing, control what you can control. And what I mean by that is come to work, build a quality product, and let everything else fall into place. And I always tell them, there's always tomorrow. Well, guess what? Their tomorrow is here today. It has arrived. They're here, and they're happy about this, and they're totally elated. So now when I see them and they come up and ask those questions to me, I can say, yes, you do have a future and a career at this location. Yes, we do have new product coming. And no, you don't have to uproot your family and relocate. You can stay right here in Lake Orion if that's where you choose to work, live and work, and you can stay in this community. So I want to say this is a great way to start off the new year. Very great way, outstanding way to start off. It's very similar to the way that we ended last year when we had the major announcement over at Factory Zero when President Biden came in. So I just want to say for the records right now, Mary, Governor, I'm available every month to do this. So I just want to make sure you know that. So again, I'll clean my schedule. I'll make anything happen. Just tell me where you want us to be at. I will be there. The UAW will be there to represent you. In closing, I just want to speak directly to the men and women, my UAW brothers at Lake Orion. Today is about you. It's about your future. It's about your hard work, your perseverance, and you're sticking with it. So don't lose sight of this, because this is your just reward. So I just want to say I'm happy for you. I'm looking forward to see you very soon in the very near future in solidarity. Thank you.
Please welcome Regional Director for UAW Region 1B, Stephen Dawes.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. A lot of you have been thanked today, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing that, but Mary, thank you. I'm like James. Let's schedule this once a month. We'll go around this great state. And Governor, talk about having the right governor at the right time. Thank you. Thank you for all the hard work and your teams put together. You know, we hear figures all the time about millions of investments and billions of investments, but let me put that in a little perspective for you. If you would take $1 million and turn that into seconds, it's equivalent to about 11 days. Now take $1 billion and convert that into seconds, it's about 34 years. There's a big difference. So when you take $7 billion invested in this state, how do you not get excited about that? I'm here today with our leadership from both our plants, the Key 4 leadership, our president, our chairman, my assistant director. And I got to tell you, I too, like James, am going to thank the people of the plants. You know, Mary, you came here several times, and I attended and went with you on tours and at both facilities. And I said then, you know, there's decisions to be made in the future. And when our members, through especially these last 2 years, have conquered a worst pandemic in maybe the history that we'll ever see, and they did it all without a playbook. They did it from scratch 1 to scratch 2, and the whole time was building the best vehicles that you can buy. That deserves a hand to them great members of this UAW. So that's my thank you to, personally thank you to them. Keep doing what you're doing. Hard work sure does pay off, as we see today, with millions of dollars invested in our great plants here in Lansing, Michigan. So again, Mary, Region 1D door is always open to you. Governor, thank you both, and thanks to the team. And this is good standing up here. Senator, great stuff. Thank you for your work too. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage General Motors President Mark Royce.
Well, thanks for being here today, everybody, and good morning. Emotional words from all of our employees, so thank you for that. It's all true. People work very hard in our plants to make the very best vehicles in the world, so this is a great day for that. So thank you for that. I'm thrilled to be here today to watch our all-electric future continue to take shape. As we celebrate the announcement of our increased electric truck capacity and the new battery plant for Ultium cells, I'd like to take just a moment to talk a little bit more about Ultium, which is the backbone of our EV strategy. Something that's a little bit new, right? In the capacity and the transformation to electric vehicles are our cell plants and Ultium. As you know, we're investing $35 billion in electric and autonomous vehicles as we launch 30 new EVs around the world by 2025. All of them will be based on our revolutionary, breakthrough, highly versatile Ultium platform. That means they'll all be dedicated EVs from the ground up, top to bottom, front to back, designed and built to be an EV and nothing but an EV. They're not existing platforms that will retrofit with electric propulsion. And they will comprise the broadest, best EV portfolio in the industry sooner than most people think. Ultium batteries feature a single common cell design that can be configured more efficiently for high energy density in a smaller place, which really gives our designers the freedom to bring their visions to life. That versatility means that we can put more battery power into a wide variety of vehicles in all segments and at a better price for our customers than our competition. We're doing all of this with the support and expertise of our great partner in Ultium Cells LLC, LG Energy Solutions, who you'll hear from in just a moment. So thank you for being here, David. All of this is just the tip of the iceberg as we prepare to launch more vehicles, build more volume, and extend Ultium's reach even beyond automotive applications. The all-electric future is rapidly approaching, and Ultium is going to take us there. So thank you again for your time today. It's emotional for me as a Michigander. It's emotional to see plants rewarded for all the hard work and the quality that they build every single day, even during the pandemic. And so thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart as a Michigander. Thank you.
Please welcome Executive Vice President and Head of Advanced Automotive Battery Business, Dong-Myung Kim.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here on this very meaningful day for all of us. It's a great pleasure to be at this remarkable site, overseeing the beautiful, historic state capitol building. Let me start by extending my sincerest gratitude to Governor Gretchen Whitmer, members of the U.S. and Michigan House and Senate, General Motors Chair and CEO Mary Barra, CEO of the Michigan Economic Development Corporation Kim Messer, the warm community of the Delta Township, and all those who have worked hard to make this day possible as we mark this momentous occasion. Our long-standing partnership with General Motors is an important one, and also one that is very special. GM and LG Energy Solutions were true pioneers in the EV sector who saw new opportunities for growth in the market well before anyone else did. Our strong partnership, built more than a decade ago on our shared values and goals, is about to reach new heights through our third Ultium Cells joint venture. GM and LG Energy Solutions have shown the world what is possible when automakers and battery makers work together as part of a strategic alliance. Today, I'm proud to announce another landmark step in our journey, right here in Lansing. This beautiful city is of great strategic importance for both GM and LG Energy Solutions. The history of the auto industry and GM's legacy of innovation are rooted here in the state of Michigan. Michigan has been a gracious host to our tech center and production facility, and we are proud to call this place our second home. Ultium says Lansing is a symbol of our lasting commitment to the alliance we have forged. No other automaker and battery manufacturer in the world have ever come this far to realize anything close to what we have set out to achieve here today. Together, we are determined to further enhance our strategic partnership and expand our market share in North America. LG Energy Solution is a world-leading battery manufacturer with a quarter of the global market share. Our vast global production network ensures that our batteries are delivered on time whenever and wherever our clients need them. This new battery cell manufacturing plant will also serve as a gateway to charge thousands and later millions of EVs in the future. LG Energy Solution is fully charged to stand with GM to advance towards a zero-emission future. Thanks to our partners from not only GM, but also community leaders, lawmakers, officials from the state and local governments, we are confident in creating 1,700 new quality jobs across Michigan for the benefit of hardworking Americans. We have a great journey ahead of us, one that will lead to a green age of electric vehicles in the United States. LG Energy Solution will always stand side by side with General Motors as we make history together. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Please welcome Michigan State Senator Curtis Hertel.
It's another great day in Lansing. We are here to celebrate the next generation of a long-standing partnership, General Motors and the City of Lansing, and a new exciting partner in LG. Lansing is a great city largely because of three partners: the state of Michigan, General Motors, and the men and women of the UAW. And this is a celebration for all three today. I want to thank my legislative colleagues and Governor Whitmer for this historic partnership. As we get closer to an election, often it becomes impossible to get big things done. But this is a reminder that good policy is good politics. And at the end of the day, the Michigan people don't care if Republicans or Democrats are winning in Lansing. Today is a big win for them. Not only those that will be able to find a job, but the small businesses that will have new customers, the schools that will have more kids, and our communities that will grow and prosper together. This doesn't happen without a commitment to economic development that sets up Michigan for the next generation and generations to come. I want to thank the MEDC and our local economic development partners who worked so hard to make this happen. As we enter into a new economy, where we learn the lessons of the pandemic, where the importance of building things here and maintaining our supply chain here is paramount, Michigan is poised to be a leader. We know how to build things, we have the best workers in the world, and we have a great governor who is willing to work with anyone for what's best for Michigan. Lansing is a great city with a history of building things. Our people are ready to get to work. Let's get to work together. Thank you.
Please welcome Michigan State Representative Angela Whitwer.
Good morning, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here with you today. The auto industry is a defining feature of Michigan economy. It employs 20% of Michiganders. Auto manufacturing jobs have helped so many, our friends, our families, and our communities. They've helped so many Michiganders attain the American dream. They've helped Michigan families put food on the table, pay their bills, and give kids a great college education. These investments in Lansing, Delta Township, and Orion Township will build upon our proud history of auto manufacturing. I'm so proud to be a part of the effort to bring more than 4,000 new jobs to Michigan, and I'm proud to support legislation that brought Democrats and Republicans together. Instead of letting these jobs be shipped outside of Michigan, we saw past our differences and came together to do right for Michigan families. Our efforts to make Michigan a business-friendly state have paid off, thanks to General Motors. These new investments will do more than bring great jobs to my district. More well-paid workers means that small businesses of our communities have the customers they need to thrive. The electric vehicle batteries that this plant will produce will help America achieve energy independence and protect our environment for generations to come. These new facilities represent the best of our state and of our nation. It represents the very best of our past, present, and future. I'm incredibly pleased to stand here with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle and our partners at General Motors to say that today, together, we have delivered for Michigan working families. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Mary. I really appreciate it.
Please welcome back to the stage Regional Director, State Government Relations, Brian O'Connell.
Thank you all for our guest speakers here today. For those joining us via the webcast, this concludes our formal program. Thank you all for turning in and being here today.